Coming up on Fresno State Focus, learn the different study spots here on campus as finals creep up. Find out which spot could be best for you.
And speaking of finals, learn how students can prepare to ace their finals.
Plus, as students are picking up their sashes and cords, learn how graduating Latinos are getting ready for the Chicano Latino commencement celebration. Hello, and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Victoria Picasso.
And I'm Vincent Camarillo. This is our second to last newscast, and we have much to cover.
We'll start off with the Big Clovis Rodeo. It wrapped up its 111th year, bringing 5 days of rodeo action to the Central Valley. Held during the last week of April, thousands filled the stands of the Clovis Rodeo grounds, from local vendors, live country music, and cowboy hats, and bull riders.
The rodeo is a family. Some of these people came in on Monday, and they've been here all week. And they'll leave this rodeo, and they'll all go to another rodeo, maybe not the same rodeo. One will go over here and one will go over there, but the community travels.
Help us put together that $500,000.
While the stands may be empty now,
vehicles are left in the parking lot.
held during the last The community looks forward to the rodeo's return next year, always during the last week of April.
Graduation is on our mind right now, but first we have to ace those finals. Today is the perfect day for the wellness fair to help us manage that stress. Students in Public Health 133 tabled research projects on common pitfalls for college students, such as energy drinks, alcohol, and vaping. Therapy dogs and massages help to ease student stress during a busy day, and there was even a mariachi band.
We want students to come down to take advantage of the different tables and information. We've been able to secure some really great prizes. So if students participate in at least 5 different tables, they get a free chair massage.
Now, this was the last wellness fair for this semester, but there will be more to come next semester.
With finals week approaching, the final push is on for students. Here are some of the best study spots on campus to stay focused and get things done. The Fresno State Library is a place many students come to study, work on homework, and get things done. Choosing the right environment can make all the difference.
If I'm in an environment that helps me, concentrate, then I'm going to concentrate on my work and study more. And I've actually seen that it's helped my grades a lot in college coming here, so that's why I enjoy coming to the library.
Research shows that a change of environment plays a crucial part in staying focused, engaged, and motivated to work efficiently.
For me personally, I really like the group study pod setting because it's kind of secluded from the rest of the library, and it helps me focus on editing my videos, editing social media content, everything in between.
The library isn't the only place students are getting their work done. Some students prefer to step outside for a change of scenery and a fresh spot to focus.
I like the courtyard outside of McKee-Fisk mainly because I get to enjoy the weather outside and it's a lot less packed in this area.
Whether it's inside the library, in a group study pod, or outdoors on campus, students have various spots to choose from to find what works best for them. If you're looking to study in the library during finals week, visit our website, FresnoStateFocus.com, for updated hours. It's not just about where we choose to study, but how. Our fellow Bulldogs are preparing for the biggest exams of the semester and let us know how they are doing it.
I started cleaning up what I eat, and I actually feel a lot better throughout the day. Yeah, so I'm more energized to go to my classes and invest in my academics.
Yeah, starting everything a lot earlier. I do typically will tend to do things very last minute and procrastinate like every other student would. But
to be honest with you, I'm a procrastinator. So I'm barely studying, and I have like 2 weeks to lock in and like finish studying and stuff like that. So I had to delete my social media for a little bit.
Just keep your head up. I definitely try to keep coming to class, especially at the end of the semester. And I know it's really easy to stop coming and then just wait for the finals, but just keep coming to class as best you can.
Just read it, just read.
Remember to prepare and make sure you're well rested. Many of
us here at Fresno State are preparing for our final season, and that anticipation for graduation can bring a lack of effort along with it. I spoke with one student trying to avoid senioritis and take a look at senior study resources available right here on campus. That was Victoria, not me.
Before students can begin focusing on fun summer plans or graduation celebrations, they'll all face the same obstacle, finals week. Landon Chips is a biology major with a chemistry minor. He'll face rigorous final exams and long hours in research labs before he can clock out for the semester, all while trying to fulfill the other roles in his life.
Finding time to study, especially like in a research lab, there's a lot to figure out how to fluctuate my schedule, especially with having work on the weekends, and trying to somewhat have a social life in between those.
While this may be his 4th year tackling this coursework, he says his final year presents its own unique challenge.
I guess it is kind of harder to study this time around because, since I am a senior, I'm kind of just not really that focused, but I know I have to be to finish strong.
Luckily for students like Landon, they're not alone in their academic effort.
Asking for help is okay, even if you just don't understand something fully. Come on in, ask for help.
The Learning Center is available to help Fresno State students year-round, offering tutoring, group study sessions, and success coaching. And with final season in full swing, tutoring assistant coordinator Rigo Flores knows students will be turning to the Learning Center now more than ever.
What we do see is an increase in first-time users. So I think because it's final season, folks are realizing, oh, I really need to pass this class. They'll come use our services for the first time.
The team at the Learning Center is made up of students who have successfully completed courses at the university and now serve as peer mentors.
We encourage to go in office hours, but it might be a little bit more intimidating to do that as opposed to let me go hang out with the student that's taken this class before and then kind of build that rapport and it gets easier. We have a lot of regulars that come back multiple times.
Some essential study tips Flores recommends include asking for help, studying with friends, and taking time for yourself amidst the stress of finals.
Take care of yourself. Sleep, eat, just take moments of pause because it's a busy time during finals, and so we just want our students to remember that you're also a person, not just a student.
For more information on tutoring sessions and any other offerings available at the Learning Center, you can visit their page on Fresno State's official website.
The Chicano Latino commencement ceremony is just around the corner, and students are getting ready to walk the stage in celebration of their heritage and accomplishments. If you registered for the ceremony, now's the time to pick up your heritage sash along with additional items you may have ordered. Pickup is today through May 1st from noon to 4 at the Social Science Quad area.
I feel excited, in this recent year of college, I've been really embracing my Chicano side. I've taken many Chicano classes, so I feel like getting to do this and be a part of it is super exciting for me.
If you're unable to make it during the scheduled pickup times, don't worry. There will be another opportunity to collect your sash and items after the rehearsal.
And during these intense times, some students are looking for ways to blow off steam and have some fun. With me today is Janessa Aldasoro, who is a student event coordinator helping with RadGrad. First of all, Janessa, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And can you explain what RadGrad is?
RadGrad is an event celebrating our graduating Bulldogs, and it's Tuesday, May 6th from 12 to 3 p.m. in the Memorial Gardens, the lawn closest to the Kennel Bookstore.
Okay, fantastic. And I was going to ask what time that starts, but you tell us. And can you say it again one more time just for posterity?
Yes, it's Tuesday, May 6th from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Kennel Bookstore, in the lawn in front of the Kennel Bookstore.
All right, commit that to memory, everybody. But and what makes events like RadGrad important for students?
Events like RadGrad are important for students because it's a way to celebrate themselves and their accomplishments that they've had through these past few years, and it's just a great way to make some final memories before they walk the stage.
And if a student isn't graduating, is there a compelling reason for them to go to the event?
Even if you aren't graduating, RadGrad would be a great way to celebrate this past school year that you've had, or even just celebrate your favorite graduates.
And for you, what would you say is your favorite part of RadGrad?
I would say my favorite part of RadGrad would be making some final memories with my favorite graduates from this past year, since I'm a freshman and I know a few graduates, and just seeing the event come together, and yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Janessa. Victoria, back to you.
On the topic of graduation, honor cords are now available for eligible students. The cords are a gift from the dean to all students graduating with honors. The colors represent the levels of honors.
We have the red and the white cords. Then for magna cum laude, we have the silver and red cords. And then for summa cum laude, we have the gold and red cords.
Cords are available to pick up at your department office or at the dean's office.
Coming up, social media might be connecting us, but is it also making us feel bad about ourselves? How some Fresno State students say the pressure to compare online is affecting their mental health.
With budget cuts in the CSU system, learn what could happen to Fresno State.
It has been warm the past couple days. Is that going to continue? Find out right after the break.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
Good afternoon, Fresno State and all of you in the Valley. I'm Jarrett Smith with your focus on weather. And right behind me, we got a shot from the Peace Garden earlier today. A lot of building clouds, still a little bit of peaks of blue in there, but overall, nice and warm today. Now, taking a look at the national satellite, wow, look at that down there. We got big storms going on in Texas and a little bit in Oklahoma, and that's been the story. There's been a lot of severe weather going on in the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Plains area. Thankfully, that threat's only going to last in tomorrow and not throughout the rest of the week. Taking a closer look at home, thankfully, we don't have that here. All we got is some pop-up showers and thunderstorms going on in the Sierra. That's going to be a possibility for the next couple days, so be weather aware if you're planning on taking a trip up into the mountains. You can see that front out here in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to come on in. Not a big threat of rain, but it is going to give us the chance of rain. Now, taking a look at the daytime highs, we got mid-80s across the board, up and down the valley, except in the foothills and the mountains. It's going to be a lot colder, maybe around low to mid-60s. Looking at the nighttime lows, mid-50s up and down the valley, same story, cooler in the foothills and the mountains. Air quality, moderate for most areas except Merced, Madera, and Sequoia, but we'll take that for this time of year. And looking at the 7-day forecast, tomorrow it's gonna be May, and we got sunny skies and clouds building throughout, some rain going on. Be aware for Hmong American Festival this weekend. And that's all for weather. Abraham, over to you.
Young adults are spending more time on their phones, but at what cost? A recent study shows that increased screen time and social media use may be contributing to a rise in mental health struggles. Fresno State students are no exception. I show you how social media is shaping the emotional and social lives of today's generation.
On the surface, everything looks normal. Students heading to class, campus buzzing with energy, but behind the scenes on screens, a different kind of pressure is playing out.
So like comparison, either like comparing myself to people I see that are like either really successful, have their life together on social media, and it makes me feel bad about myself. And then also like anxiety because I see other people succeeding, or like I feel like I'm being left out. So then I feel like I have this pressure that's not really there because like social media is putting that pressure on me.
For many Fresno State students, social media isn't just about staying connected. It's also where self-doubt starts to build. Research shows that the more time young people spend online, the more likely they are to compare and feel inadequate.
Because there's so many influencers nowadays, especially like on TikTok, Instagram, that like portray different like body types or like skincare or like makeup in a way to where like younger girls especially like look up to them and will see like, oh, this is what I have to look like. This is like the norm.
Constant comparison, fear of missing out, and pressure to stay liked, all of it adds up. Whether it's appearance, lifestyle, or success, social media feeds a constant comparison cycle that takes a toll.
Constantly comparing ourselves to other people's timelines, other people's like features, what other people have compared to what we don't have.
Studies show young people now spend over 7 hours a day on social media. For some, it's harmless, but for others, it fuels anxiety and self-doubt.
For Fresno State students, learning to disconnect and not compare could help restore something social media often takes away: peace of mind.
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, Fresno State offers free counseling services for students. You can also find tips for managing screen time and mental health on the Student Health and Counseling Center's website.
Thank you, Abraham. The Department of Mathematics came together to hold the first of what they hope to be an annual event for their students. They're calling the event Data Science Day. Those who attended learned about data collection and how companies use it to understand and influence consumers.
Okay, I remember a time when YouTube, you would get 20 videos and then you would have to click next to see another 20 videos.
Students got to network with industry professionals as they get ready for graduation. The Fresno soccer community is growing and indoor soccer is at the center of it.
Our own Raul Ramirez is at the facility talking with some locals.
Thank you guys. Right now I'm live from Fresno Indoor Soccer right across Cedar next to the Popeyes. I'm with my guest, Bernardo Novello from Brazil. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
So first things first, we talked about how much you love soccer. How much time do you spend here?
I love soccer. Soccer's my life. And here at Fresno Indoor, I spend most of my week 5 times a day, 4 times a day. I play every night here. All my nights are here, for sure.
And what makes this place so special for Fresno soccer?
I like Fresno Indoor a lot because I made a lot of friends, and they like treat me like a family. I'm always happy here. I play with my friends. We play championships and everything. It's always fun.
And you play on a team. You guys have a championship team, right?
Yeah, we play for Good Fellas. We actually have 2 championships on Monday next week. We're getting there. We hope we take this stuff home.
All right. Well, that's all the time I have for you. Thank you for joining me today, Bernardo, from Fresno Indoor Soccer. It's been Raul Ramirez. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Raul. The CSU system is in a tight spot financially. Students at Sonoma State are trying to figure out if they're even going to have school in the fall. Brian Welch takes a look at why that university is cutting major programs and the entire athletic department and asked if that could happen here at Fresno State.
Students at Sonoma State are in limbo due to recent cuts to the whole entire athletic department and some major programs. I sat down with Haley Kinnen-Ledesma, a junior at Sonoma State, over Zoom, and she says there's been a different waves of emotion on campus.
People are just feeling like they're not heard, like they've been disenfranchised and they don't know what to do. So unfortunately, I've heard a lot of people talking about how they're dropping. Like I've already heard people who are like, I put my housing payment down, but I honestly want to leave mid-semester because what's the point in investing in a place that isn't going to invest in them back?
Many faculty at Sonoma State are out of a job, and CFA president of the Fresno chapter, Dr. Andrew Jones, says many hirings for professors happen in the fall.
Because this was done at the beginning of this spring semester,
they don't even have that year's time to go on the job market to apply for positions.
Governor Gavin Newsom proposes the budget for the upcoming year, and the state legislature has to approve it. There might be a $375 million shortfall for the CSU system. Fresno State has a budget deficit of $19 million. What is one way to curb the budget deficit? Fresno State President Sahulomena Sandoval says reaching out to local representatives is key.
They advocate to their elected officials for the CSU and for funding for the CSU. What happens? The 375 won't go through. If the 375 doesn't go through, next year for us at Fresno State, it would be business as usual.
Sonoma State is pretty much the canary in the coal mine. So what's happening there could happen at any other CSU campus next year or the year after that.
In Fresno, Brian Welch, Fresno State Focus.
Now, Sonoma State isn't the only university cutting athletics. San Francisco State cut 3 sports programs this semester as well.
As the school year comes to an end, master's students are preparing for one of the biggest moments of their school career. Academic Affairs hosted its yearly spring symposium at the Redneck Student Union on Monday. The Spring Symposium is a chance for graduate students, faculty, and community investigators to present their research and network with each other.
Yeah, I was upstairs presenting my thesis actually. So it examines the implications of local book censorship happening in Fresno County by examining queer parents specifically. So it's about a 15-minute presentation.
Master's students will continue presenting their research in the upcoming weeks.
Coming up in sports, the Diamond Dogs are back from an away game in Stockton. We'll see if they brought home a win.
Plus, the NL West is still battling for first place. Who's on top after last night's games? Stay tuned for your focus on sports with Valentina Saldana.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart.
I'm Valentina Saldaña with your focus on sports. The Diamond Dogs are on a 4-game winning streak and are celebrating win number 23 this season. The winning streak started over the weekend at home when the Dogs swept Washington State. Griffin Sotomayor was playing well in front of his old team and told us what it means to be a part of this lineup.
I think like each day it's somebody new, and that kind of goes to show that, you know, not every day, there's not a lot of pressure on a certain individual, because you know that the guy behind you is going to pick you up and the guy behind him is going to do the same. So it's really nice, and we have a really great locker room this year and really great team.
The Dogs put their 3-game winning streak on the line against Pacific. Check out this RBI double from Cam Schneider. Fresno State went on to take down the Tigers 7-0. This is their 3rd win in midweek games this season. Next, the Dogs are back on the road this weekend against Nevada. As for softball, the Fresno State softball team is back on the road today in Los Angeles. It's a doubleheader with LMU. The game is in the 3rd inning with Fresno State leading 3-0. Game 2 will be at 6:30 tonight. After quarterback Joshua Wood left the Dogs for the Idaho Vandals, Fresno State is now dipping into the transfer portal to get another quarterback from just up the road. Carson Coughlin from Sacramento State joins the team for the 2025 season. In his freshman campaign, he threw over 2,800 yards and scored 28 touchdowns for the Hornets. E.J. Warner and Jaden Mandel will battle for the top spot as well. The NFL draft is over, but former Dogs are still getting invited to teams. Former DB Cam Lockridge is invited to a rookie minicamp of the Buffalo Bills. Mose Vavo has also been invited to the Steelers, Seahawks, and Colts camp after his pro day. It was a busy night across the MLB. Los Angeles Dodgers took on the Miami Marlins, who got things going with this RBI single up the middle that drives in the first run. Check out this round tripper from Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers offense keeps going, but this RBI double from Teoscar Hernandez brings in the Dodger win 15-2 against the Marlins. Down the road, the red-hot Giants take on the Padres. Look at this hit into right field with base-clearing double from Jose Iglesias. The Giants get on the board with his home run from Willy Adames. Here is this two-run bomb from Xander Bogaerts that pulls the Padres away, gets the win 7-4. That is your focus on sports. Back to you, Vincent and Victoria.
Thanks, Val. It's been an exciting week for broadcast students taking Hanyo Oya's Global Campus class. Students have been working together to create stories that aired this past Monday on the Global News Relay. This show is in collaboration with Leeds Trinity University in the United Kingdom. It gives students experience with anchoring and international journalism.
Well, my first anchor experience was honestly kind of like thrilling. I've never ever done anything like this before, and so, you know, anchoring with you for the first time with the pre-recording with the Focus team, and then now doing this, it's honestly opened my eyes. And also, like, I don't know, like the first time we were filming together as well, for anchoring, I don't know, I got like deja vu, and I was like, ooh, this feels right, you know? My family, we looked through like family photos. That was really nice. And then what else? Ooh, I learned how to make mole with my abuelita, so that was pretty fun too. I was just with my family most of the time, so.
The theme of this year's show was Impactful People in the Central Valley. The show will be published online next week on the Global News Relay Facebook page.
The temps are rising, and that means the Madera Drive-In Theater is open for the season. Our own Raul Ramirez shows us what goes into running the oldest drive-in in California.
But you will.
The sounds, the smell of butter in the air. It might seem like an average day at the theater, but the Madera 2 Drive-In is really anything but. Originally opened in 1948 as El Rio Drive-In with a single screen, the Grand family acquired the business from the Preciados in 1972. Bobby Grand Jr. still holds those memories close.
I started picking up lot when I was 8 years old for 50 cents an hour. So I've been involved, I'm 63 now, so I've been doing this for 55 years. So the drive-ins are my first love.
That love for the drive-in was passed down to Grand's son, Derek, who's had his own formative experiences with the twin screens.
But it's it's a culture thing. You get entertainment, and you could bring your friends, and so it's kind of like we're trying to create an atmospheric kind of thing. We're not trying to nickel and dime. We're not trying to improve too much.
Now, while it's easier than ever to get a great theater experience from the comfort of your own home, it's still nothing quite like going to the drive-in and watching a new movie under the beautiful valley sky. The Grands know there's a certain charm to what they do.
I think we're also very family orientated, and my dad's no longer here, so it's a real ode to my dad and his family.
It's a tradition and American staple, and as the years go by, it's one that may be in danger. But in the words of acclaimed writer and film critic Joe Bob Briggs, the drive-in will never die. At the Madera Drive-In, I'm Raul Ramirez, Fresno State Focus.
The Madera 2 Drive-In is open for the summer, Wednesday through Friday.
Students at Fresno State are rolling up their sleeves to save lives this week. The Central California Blood Center is hosting another blood drive here on campus. They have donation stations set up at the RSU, Memorial Gardens, and the Free Speech area.
A big population that are blood donors are the baby boomers. However, they're the ones that are in need of it now, so it's up to us to step up and to be able to make sure that we aren't facing blood shortages in the valley.
Each pint donated can save 3 adult lives or 6 babies. Tomorrow is the last day to donate. Next week on Fresno State Focus, it'll be our final newscast of the semester.
But we have some exciting things in store. We'll go international beginning with Spanish language news block.
And because one of our classmates speaks a few languages, we'll also do some news in Italian. Nathan may even throw in some French and some Portuguese in there too.
We may have graduation on the brain, but we still have a lot to work before then. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.